All Sofia wanted to do was sit on the sofa all day, watching television. Sofia's sofa was without doubt one of the absolute worst children in the world. She never went to school or helped her mom with chores around the house, or even got up to have dinner at the dining table. All she did was sit and watch TV. It didn't even matter what was on: soap operas, game shows, detective shows, gardening programs, talent shows, cartoons, political programs, even shows about old boring junk that the presenter pretended were priceless antiques. As long as the screen was flickering, Sofia was glued to it. Adverts were her absolute favorite. Sometimes she felt that the programs got in the way of the adverts. All day and all night, Sofia would sit slumped on the sofa in front of the TV, eating and watching. Crisps, biscuits, cake, sweets, and chocolate were her favorite foods to gobble as she watched. If an advert came on for crisps, biscuits, cake, sweets, or chocolate, then she would shout out to her mom to bring her more. "Mother!" she would yell. "Chocolate, now!" Welcome to SnackTime Stories. Today we're reading Sofia's Sofa. If you haven't already, please subscribe and turn on your notifications for more awesome weekly audiobooks. The girl's poor mom, she was poor because she had to spend all her money on a colossal amount of food for her daughter, would have to dash out to the corner shop to buy Sofia a bar of chocolate. However, by the time the woman returned home, Sofia would have seen another advert for something else she wanted to scoff, and she'd send her mom straight back out the door again. "Mother, cake!" Watching and eating, eating and watching. That is all Sofia did. Her eyes actually had become square from staring at the box all day. The only exercise Sofia took was changing channels on television, but because she had a remote control, this was nothing more than pressing a button with her finger. Still, sometimes her finger would get tired and she would shout out to her mom, "Mother, channel 3 now!" It will come as no surprise to you that one day, Sofia's mom decided enough was enough. "It's time you stopped watching television and got off your bottom for once, young lady," commanded the woman. "Nah, Mother," muttered Sofia, not looking up from the television. "I just gotta find out what happens at the end of this program thingy." "What do you mean, Sofia, the end of the episode?" asked Mom. "Nah, the end of the series," replied Sofia's Sofa. "There is no end. You're watching a soap opera. It'll go on forever. Come on, young lady, up!" With that, Mom put her hands under her daughter's armpits and attempted to hoist her upwards. 3, 2, 1. Eventually, she managed it, but the sofa came with Sofia. The girl had been sitting there for so long she had become completely wedged in. In fact, the two had somehow fused, and it was impossible to tell where the girl ended and the piece of furniture began. Sofia had become half girl, half sofa. Not that she was bothered. The girl just carried on staring at the television throughout the whole process. When Dad returned home from work, Mom enlisted his help. Together, the pair of them tried to prise their daughter from the sofa. Dad put up a foot on one arm of the sofa to create leverage and directed his wife to do the same. 3, 2, 1. But the girl simply would not budge. So Sofia's parents called upon the neighbors in their street of terrace houses to help. The plan was to create a human chain. The combined strength of 100 people would surely separate Sofia from the sofa. Some folk huddled inside the living room, while many others lined up behind them outside. "Get out of the way of the TV!" shouted Sofia. Dad was at the front, with his arms wrapped around his daughter. Mom held on to him, and Dira from next door held on to her, and so on, arms linked as the human chain stretched all the way down the street. 3, 2, 1, heave! Called out Dad. Still, the girl wouldn't budge an inch. Sofia's dad fell backwards, and the neighbors toppled over each other like dominoes, and ended up lying in a big heap, some of them in front of Sofia. "You're still blocking the TV!" she moaned. There was nothing else for it. Dad decided to call the emergency services. "What service do you require?" said the operator. "Police, fire, or ambulance?" "I'm not sure," began Dad as Mom looked on anxiously. "You see, my daughter has become attached to a sofa." "As in, she likes it a lot?" inquired the operator. "No, as in they're joined together," answered Sofia's dad. "Oh dear, that's an unusual one," replied the operator. "We had a man the other day whose bottom had become jammed in a bucket. and a lady whose head had become lodged in a melon, but we have never had anyone wedged in a sofa. I could send the fire brigade to cut her out." "That seems a bit drastic," said Dad. "Keep it down! I is watching TV!" shouted Sofia. "What was that?" asked the operator. "Nothing," whispered Dad. "Just my lovely daughter, the one who's half girl, half sofa." "Oh," the operator thought for a moment. "I could send the police to arrest somebody." "Who?" asked Dad. "The sofa?" Sofia's dad pondered this. "No, the sofa hasn't done anything wrong, and we rather like it." Mom nodded her head in agreement. "How about an ambulance? They can take your daughter to the hospital, and perhaps a surgeon can perform an operation to separate it from the sofa." Yes, that's a super idea," replied Dad. "Please send an ambulance right away. Thank you." The ambulance arrived in minutes, but there was a problem. Being half girl, half sofa, Sofia's sofa was too large to fit through the front door. So the ambulance driver called for a crane with a giant wrecking ball to help. Less than an hour later, the giant crane swung its heavy metal ball at the front of Sofia's terraced house. The wall was smashed to pieces. As a cloud of dust enveloped everyone in the street, still, Sofia sat watching her beloved television. "Get that dust out of me way now, or I can't see the TV," she shouted. When the dust cleared, the ambulance driver found there was another problem. The half-girl, half-sofa was too heavy to lift, so the ball was taken off the crane's chain, and the chain was secured round the bottom of the sofa. With the pull of a lever, half-girl, half-sofa was hoisted high up into the air. When Sofia could no longer see her beloved television, she started making an awful racket. "TV! TV! TV!" she chanted. The crane operator panicked and pulled the wrong lever, sending his load swinging through the air. It smashed into a row of houses on the other side of the road. The houses came tumbling down, an explosion of dust and debris. There wasn't much of the terraced street left. Not that Sofia cared. All she cared about was watching television. When the noise of falling brickwork and the screams of innocent bystanders had subsided, all that could be heard was a girl chanting loudly, "TV! TV! 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 TV!" As quickly as she could, the ambulance driver opened the back doors of her vehicle. The crane driver attempted to swing the half-girl, half-sofa inside. After around 500 tries, it became clear it was not going to fit. So the ambulance driver had an idea. Using a rope, she secured the half-girl, half-sofa to the rear of her ambulance so she could pull Sofia's sofa all the way to the hospital. "TV! TV! 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 TV!" came the chant. By now, the driver was so desperate to stop this ear-torturing noise. She was willing to try anything, so she plugged the television into the back of the ambulance. It flickered to life once more in front of Sofia. That was the longest she had gone without watching television since she could remember. The TV had been off for a whole minute, and she was relieved it was back on again. The ambulance driver drove off as slowly and gently as possible. The girl's parents sat up front in the cab as her daughter and the television trailed behind. The half-girl, half-sofa seemed happy enough as she trundled along in the direction of the hospital. After all, she could watch TV for the entire journey, and all went well until the ambulance took a sharp corner. Both the rope and the electricity cable on the TV snapped. The ambulance driver sped on, unaware, but the television and half-girl, half-sofa flew across the road untethered. As the television was now unplugged, the screen went black. Sofia began chanting wildly, "TV! TV! 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 TV!" But as luck would have it, at that very moment, the half-girl, half-sofa bashed straight through the window of a television shop. Sofia's sofa flew through the air and landed inside a giant screen television. Instantly, she became wedged within. Now Sofia's sofa television was 1/3 girl, 1/3 sofa, and 1/3 television. Which is exactly what can happen if you watch too much TV. This audio was recorded by SnackTime Stories, where imagination is a must.